Hello, I'm going to ask you to join me as I finish this sketchbook. This is a Hannah Muller A6 sketchbook, and it's the one that I did last year's Diamond Inks Inkvent calendar in. So I did a painting each day for the different inks. And I've got about 3 pages left. Have I got 3 pages? 1, 2, 3, and the back page. Yes, I do. Did I do a... Yeah, I did a swatch page for each of the colours, so I don't need to save a page for that. So, let me get to the page we need to be. I really don't know what I'm going to draw or paint. Well, it's going to be drawing because this has been an ink book, so I'm going to stick with ink. This is Rohrer and Klingner Sketchink in Clara, which is a lovely green colour. And you may remember from a few weeks ago, I went to Art from the Heart in Harrogate, and I treated myself to the Kakimori nib and the Kakimori nib holder. And they come in these beautiful boxes. So this is a Japanese brand. I got the Sakura wood nib holder, which looks like this. And that's where you put the nib. And I got the brass nib because apparently that feels a little bit smoother than the steel nib. So they told me in the shop. So we've got this little leaflet. I'm not sure what it says. Care and guidance. I need to do the QR code. Oh no, it's on the back. So there's the nib. It's very aerodynamic. So recommended for use with Kakimori and inkstand pigment inks. The maximum writing angle is 45 degrees. The nib has a protective coating and may require several uses to reach optimal ink flow. Okay, might not be going straight into the book then, or I might start at the back and work forward. When removing from the nib holder, gently twist to avoid dismounting the nib mount, or dislodging the nib mount. Due to its precise design, impact to the nib may affect ink flow. So I'm guessing if I dropped it point down. To prevent the build-up of dry ink in the grooves, rinse with water regularly during use. When inserting into a nib holder, ensure the nib mount is dry. Water or ink inside the mount may cause resistance. To remove stubborn dry ink, gently scrub in water with a soft toothbrush. If using detergent, a pH neutral detergent is recommended. Alkaline detergents will damage the metal surface and should be avoided. Residual moisture may cause rust. I didn't think brass rusted. To store, detach from the nib holder and dry thoroughly. Brass develops a natural patina over time, so it will not always remain as nice and shiny as this. There we go. So, see if I can zoom you right in. Excuse my hands, they're really dry this winter. So can you see all those little grooves in the nib? So the ink is stored in there and then flows down. And I think I'm right in saying you just, oh, very nice. Nice and easy. I like nice and easy. So like I said, I'm going to start at the back of the book because if it takes a little while for the ink to flow, and I don't have any of the pigment ink, so does that make a difference? I don't know. I've got the ink, the diamine pigment inks. I don't know if that makes a difference. Let's just give this a go. I have shaken it up, which I probably shouldn't have done. How do I know if there's enough on there? Zoom you in and we'll see how smoothly this writes. So you're meant to get nice different weights and widths of lines just by moving it. Oh gosh, that's much thicker than I thought it was going to be. Oh, it's very smooth. Oh, I like that. I feel it's running out of ink now. It still feels very smooth on the paper though. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's how much ink I got out of one dip. And it was a very, oh look, I've got ink on my nails. A very smooth writing experience. Let's I might actually just make this a little video about using this pen and not finishing this sketchbook just yet. I'll change the title, don't worry. So let's... So what I would say is if this was a writing pen, it's quite a thick line that you get until you start to run out of ink. So I don't know if I've put too much ink on. Okay, so that was faster. And so the lines weren't as thick, so it didn't give much chance for the ink to run down. So what happens if I have very small handwriting? It still works. Of course it works, Sue. Very nice. I wonder if the kind of paper that you use might damage the ink, the nib rather, because this is quite a textured paper. I'm going to see if I've got any Tomoe River paper. Hold on. So I've got some loose sheets of it. This is looking a bit raggy around the edges because I took it out to do something and then never did the something. If you've not used this paper, it's really nice and smooth. So let's put a bit more ink on. Oh, should I put something underneath? I don't want to draw on my table. Okay. Oh. Ah. I think I didn't have enough ink on it, and now it's all blustered out in a big blob. So I'm not sure if that's the fault of the ink or the fault of the nib, but it has feathered out quite a lot. I wonder if that's what they meant by a 45-degree angle. The maximum, because I'm holding it at less than 40. Oh, I don't know. Let's try a bit of, oh, of course, am I writing on the right side of this Kakimori paper? Let's try it on this side. Yeah, see, if I go too upright, then it won't write. That was what was wrong to begin with, so I didn't need more ink. Okay, so it's still feathering out slightly. So I think before I do any drawing in my sketchbook, I'm going to have a practice with this. And, well, mind you, no, let's have a go. I'm gonna just do some tangling, I think. That's all just one nib load, and it's still going strong. Wouldn't normally use a dip pen for doing my tangling work anyway. However, I do like the way that you get narrower lines when there's not quite as much ink on the brush. So, have I run out of ink? No. There we go. That was a fun little play. So I don't know if it's the fault of the ink or the pen. My instinct is going to tell me it's the ink that's made it go like that. Let me just try my Fude pen on this. I forget what ink I've got in here. I think it's a Sailor nib, a Sailor ink. Yeah, this is. I'm guessing it's the kind of ink and the nib that's caused that. I have got the other Fude pen as well that's got the much steeper bend in the nib. So I think this has got the green ink in it actually. Has it? No. One of my pens has got green ink in it. So this is, oh. I think this is the 45-degree angle one. Oh, that's good to know. I've never played with these pens on this paper, so this is turning into a really random video, isn't it? Let's see if it's my Tom's Studio pen. This has got the green ink in it, I know, because I can see the... What did I say this was? Claret. Is it claret? Yeah. So it may, I think it's the nib. I think it's the flow of the ink from the nib that's made it go like that, because the same thing happened there with that one. Anyway, that's a fun play for a Sunday afternoon. I hope you enjoyed that. So where's my little box gone? So that was the Kakimori nib, which looks like that. Thanks very much for watching, and I shall be back at some point in the future with another video showing this nib when I've practiced more with it. Bye for now.